Neat Games! Hello world, Neat Games here, and this is my 4th devlog for my 2nd Steam game, HEATSEED. It's a simple farming RPG that features Steam technology, whimsical nature magic, and top-down action in randomly generated dungeons. My first Steam game was Super Neat Cat. I made it in less than a year and I learned a bunch about Unity game development. Please purchase it if you want to support me or you just want to play a cool little simple 2D platforming game. Today my wife and I had some yummy McMorning and I got home and worked on this devlog. I'm back at work getting ready for the new semester of English teaching, so I've had less game dev time these past 2 weeks. However, I still got some exciting new HEATSEED progress done. Firstly, I added some new hairstyles to the character creator. There's bun on top style, wavy long style, and a buzz cut flat top style. I'm not sure if those are the real names of those hairstyles, but they look cool. Let me know if you have any other hairstyle suggestions. There's quite a lot of them already. Next, I took a look at the first Discord submitted Sprite art hats. So many cool ideas. If you didn't know, you can submit hat ideas on the Discord. Some of the ideas are hard to implement or don't quite fit the mood of the game, but still it's super neat to see your ideas and art. Keep them coming, please. So far I have chosen these 2 hats, Phil Dev's top hat and Manisha's flower crown. I had to tweak them just a little bit and now they fit the character really well. Thanks a bunch, you two. I might make different color variations of them also. For example, I could turn Manisha's flower crown into a yellow flower version. While at work, I had some time to draw some sprite art, and the first thing I worked on was this town clinic. I used the shop house as a reference and created a cool white building outer and inner design. I think it looks pretty cool so far. Let me know if you have anything to add to it or design suggestions. Everything you see in this devlog is a work in progress, of course. So now that there's a clinic, we need a doctor to work there. Here is the doctor sprite I created. What do you think her name should be? Currently, she just stands with an idle animation. Later, I will have her walk around on a schedule like the other NPCs. Also, I started making a dialogue system. I've never done one of these before. I hope this makes the town feel more alive now that you can talk to the NPCs. So far, only the doctor has some dialogue. With this system, they can have multiple lines and the player cannot move while the dialogue UI is activated. If it is an NPC, it will display their name if I type n-name before each line of the dialogue. A little floating E appears above things with dialogue. And also, as you can hear, I added a dialogue sound effect. Later, I hope to update the dialogue system to display character portraits once I make some. With this new dialogue system, I also placed a bunch of signs around that let you know about the buildings or the zones they're in. If it is just a normal sign, the name panel is deactivated. I added a town sign, a clinic sign, and some root cave signs. As you might have read in the doctor's dialogue, there is a healing station in the clinic. So if you're injured on your journey and you don't want to heal up by eating a bunch of crops you could sell instead, you can come to the clinic and heal up to full health. This will be really good for players who have upgraded their health by a lot. Real quick, I'll injure myself so you can see how it works. I will improve the heal station's look and effects more. Any suggestions for the healing station design or mechanics, let me know as usual. In my previous devlog, I added Unity's new 2D lights. This time I improved them even more by adding the 2D-Shadows. I really like the effect they give. I'm still messing around with the Shadowcaster 2D values and their features, but this is how it looks as of now. I've put the shadows on the player, the NPCs, the enemies, and the new butterflies so far. The shadows don't seem to lower performance or frame rates, so I'll keep adding them. Since I came up with a simple dialogue system, I thought I'd try to do a simple questing system too. I made a quest manager that can track the quests by their name, and then it marks them true if completed. I made my binary save system save and load the quest's booleans too, so now that's working with all the other saved features. I made only one type of quest so far. If you complete a dialogue box or walk into a 2D trigger, it can spawn or despawn a game object, and then mark the quest complete. For example, I made a quest that appears at the mailbox when you start a new game. It prompts a dialogue you read, and then it spawns the player's starter crops, and marks the quest complete in the quest manager. If it is marked complete equal true, the quest never loads up again. This took a while for me to figure out, but I think it's working well. As usual, I also added a new crop. Thanks for all the name suggestions on my YouTube post. The new crop is named Raspkin. It's a raspberry plus pumpkin. I thought the name Raspkin kinda shows that it's a raspberry and pumpkin really well, and it sounds pretty cool, Raspkin. My game doesn't take place in our world, so the crops are cool combinations of fruits or vegetables. This crop is the slowest growing one, but it gives the most gold when you sell it. I'm still thinking about if the player should have to water crops or not. I kinda like that the player can just plant and ignore watering, and thus can get on with their adventure quickly. Please let me know if you think I should have a watering mechanic or just have it be like this. I put these water spirits to kind of show the player that they water and take care of the plants after they are planted. Finally, the other stuff I worked on was mostly pixel art. As I mentioned before, I made the butterflies. They move around randomly, and if the player gets too close, they fly away from the player. Also, I added these cool cloud shadows. They spawn at these points randomly, and they spawn randomly between 11 to 16 seconds. Lastly, I've been working on the second floor of the Root Caves tile map art. Since they are deeper, the caves become icy and cold. So far, I've just made this one room. How does it look? Hopefully this will be more completed by the next devlog. I have more ideas for these caves and dungeons for sure. I want to have things like keys and pressure plates and pushing blocks and more enemies. And that's everything interesting from the past 2 weeks. See you in the next HEATSEED Devlog, and thanks again for all the hat sprite art on the Discord. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye bye. Neat game.